G'day there, how's it going? Welcome in, and g'day Cross, and whoever else is around. Probably not many people yet, but that's all good. Yeah, we're going to check out this new Stanley Parable remake, sort of. I don't know what you call it. I think even the company's a bit vague about that. But it's on like a new engine with new graphics and new content. So it's just like a hugely upgraded version of the game that they charge you for again. You know how they like to do that. Um, yeah, not much else to talk about. It's just got a cat in the background. He might come and be friendly. He probably won't. What else is new? Not much else really. And later on, we'll probably go and check out Ariella's doing a 2-year stream anniversary drunken party stream, so that'll be fun to raid. When it's a few hours in, of course, so we can catch her being rather sloshed and probably singing songs. That'll be fun, but we'll do that later. Right, let's get this game going. So it's in Unity now. I think it used to be just a Source Engine game. Right, hang on. I booted it up just to make sure it works, so hopefully it'll still go through the introductory stuff again. Developed by Crows. Written by Davey Redden. Please use a screen and subtitle language. I usually like subtitles for games, not for movies and TV shows so much, but I will go with the traditional English. Well, it's traditional for me. Have you played Stanley Parable before? I'm going to say yes, and assume that even a lot of people watching have probably played it because it was that popular, wasn't it? Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. I can still see my computer. Okay. Get it nice and dark and moody. About there. Please enter the current time. I don't know why I can't just check my computer, but we go with the actual time. I don't know what this affects. It is 5:17 p.m. If that matters. Cool. What else are you going to ask me? Accessibility settings can be... Oh, that's nice. Begin the game. So I didn't actually even get to the menu before, so I'll just check that we got some nice crispy video settings. Yeah, resolution, okay. 59 frames a second. Oh, we're only streaming at 30, I think. Actually, now I think about it, I'm not sure. I might still have it 60. Who cares? As long as the stream comes out alright. This game is not demanding, I don't believe. Borderless. While it's working, I might just not touch anything and just, go for it. Field of view, 72. It's probably intentionally kept quite cropped, so I might leave it like that. I know some people don't play any game with less than 90 field of view, but yeah, that's right. The end is never loading. If this just happens to crash, we'll just play something else.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, that's nice.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Oh, no.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
No.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation.
Did he come in on
Something
a
was
Sunday?
very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. I'm not sure about you guys. It seems like it's a bit loud for me. I'm going to turn it down, because I've already turned my headphones down. If it's too quiet, let me know, of course. Main volume, we'll just knock it all down a bit. Something like that. Yeah, something, yeah. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. So apparently Stanley stepped out of his office. I guess we might do what the narrator says at first, but then of course we're going to mess with him, because that's how these games work. Hate Mondays. Okay. I'm out of the office. Where is everyone? Where is everyone?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, it seems a bit too quiet. Damn, fiddly audio. Alright. 431. Well, I think 427 is also the release date of this game, like 2 days ago. 27th of April. January, February, March. Yeah, it's April. I had to double check what month I'm in.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Is a coffee cup a trace? Or a scratch mark a trace? What's he installing? Don't know. Jesus. Right. More generic officers. Cool. Yeah. Big empty office room. Bit messy. What's that? Okay, it's a nice leaf. I don't know if I should be checking every door or what. I mean, who knows what's different in this version. I haven't looked up anything. No reviews really, or spoilers.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
How did he know that? Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Can't jump. How to solve a dispute with a co-worker. Let it ball up inside you. Take out passive-aggressively on other co-workers. Resent co-workers for not supporting you more. Yeah, it's about right. What do people want? Things? No, they don't want happiness. What does that say? Happy feelings? Violet James, you got fired. Money, more money, things, but with money to buy more things. Graphs. Fairly accurate. Okay. People do like things and money. Broom closet. Only for brooms. That's not a broom.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay. I remember there's something you can do, like you wait in here or something happens, I don't know, but there's plenty of times to replay this game, because that's how it works.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Right. You better have some explaining to do, this boss. Fancy. Executive bathroom. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, that's what the boss chose. Is that like a tongue twister? Extreme bathrooms. Nice. Crappy mirror, like most games that mirrors don't work. Boss. Secretary. Boss. Hi.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Maybe I'm
What
the
he
boss.
could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Ooh.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Yeah.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Of course. I must forget it. Forgot it already. 4-5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh. I'll follow the light, I guess. Go into the lights. Bum, 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 bum. What's over here, though? Not much. About that. Well, if there's a button and nothing else to do, you'd appreciate it. Oh, these fleas want to get into my red wine. Alright.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, that's good, I guess. Yeah, it looks like it's all performing well. I still can't remember if I put it on 60 frames a second or not. I can check, I guess. And it also doesn't really matter for this kind of game. Oh, it is on 60 frames. Hopefully that's fine. I might as well check out what it looks like on 60 frames because I'm looking at the 30 frame version. But it's probably fine.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I've been following orders so far, but escape written in crayon does sound tempting. Is it crayon? Yeah. Another button? What's that?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Did he have the moral fortitude? And the testicular fortitude? I don't know. What's it doing? Oh, okay. Another button. Okay. Nice and linear so far, apart from the old few choices. That aren't really choices.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where's mine? 417. Up there? Okay. Not that there's much going on in my office. Okay. Button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
Right.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
CCTV. Where are we going?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Crikey. Yeah, it's getting colder.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What's the point of these crossy pathways here that go underneath? What's down here? Not much. Alright, I'm going to dismantle the machine from within, am I? Facility power. Everything's offline. Okay. Mind control, idle, awaiting input. What was that? I thought I saw a thing. So I can't read that. No, I don't know. Some debug text up there, I don't know. Mind control system.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'm gonna power down, I guess is the implication. Okay.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Sure, it's over. 10 minutes into the game.
Yes. He had won.
I won.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Moments.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay, this looks nice.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
It looks like the first time he's been outside.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yes, right now.
And Stanley was happy.
The end. Happily ever after. Maybe. Yeah, okay. Is this the next day? Hey, son of a... You came here as I just won the game, and within 10 minutes. That must be like some speedrun world record. Alright, let's play it again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, that must be it. Yeah, how's it going, Sonnenfeld? Welcome in. You let Guinness know, awesome. I'm sure they're a very reliable source for speedruns and high scores. Probably not though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, not if that's what he wants me to do. Good, just looking a little bit. Probably check this game out per reels at some point. Yeah, hopefully I don't spoil too much about it. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to do that many endings, you know. And it's the kind of game that you can still play like 20 times and find new shit to do. So I'll probably just spoil a little bit. So far, it's all just stuff from the old game, which is fine, because I haven't played that for so long.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh, we can drink this in, can we? Come on. Oh, I don't have a $1.25. You cheap ass, Stanley.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Yeah. Might as well stay here if it's that worth it. We've already seen that painting before, somewhere else.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and
Hey.
reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Hey.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Did that plant move a bit? Nah, that's pretty good to me. Okay.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh yeah, Cross. A few people said that when they first saw me streaming this way. It's different. Probably as it gets colder though, I'll start streaming in my dressing gown again, so that might be a bit more familiar to people. I should get some more fancy dressing gowns. What's this? I don't even know where I'm going now. We'll just do whatever.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
How's that for on track? That's really what he wanted me to do, really. He's using reverse psychology.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
So, anywhere but left. Where can I go? Screw you. I want to go somewhere else. There must be a way to go that's not left. Trying to shoehorn me into the right door, the left door. Is there a button to open that up? God damn it.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
No, now I want to go left. Oh, this bastard. He's just messing with me.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I think he's geriatric.
It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
I don't think he knows what's going on. Either that or he's an insane mastermind genius.
Now, let's
That's
see,
his
we went down,
control of everything.
right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I don't want to go that way. Well, that other door goes nowhere. What? But now I want to go left. Alright. Someone must have been here recently, or else that car battery would have gone dead. Oh god, back here.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Ooh.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Oh, I should have put a spoiler tag on the
We
stream.
just had to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Oh, we just
And
got
this
here.
time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ah. So is that technically one of the endings, but like a slightly anticlimactic one, maybe? Is that there before? Yeah, probably. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Yep.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Maybe.
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Oh, we got options. Oh, is that an option? No. Okay, what do we... Should we start at the far left? Since we have choices. Trying to remember to not go this way next time. Oh, we got more choices. Too many choices. Why are there so many choices? Everyone knows what you did. They're just holding back to let you torture yourself in a guild. Okay. That's a nice Chalkboard. No, not chalkboard. Corkboard.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Which way?
Do we need to restart the game again?
Oh,
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
You didn't like whatever choice I made there. Touche.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, that's all it was. Just the memo.
Okay,
Hey.
yep, it's worse.
Yeah, hey.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Do we have any other choice? Don't know. We can hunt the wall for a bit. Okay. Now what? Are we just going back to my office now?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Ah.
The story. Here it comes.
Oh, nice. Get some story.
No, wait, never mind. Not the story.
What?
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Just the... Whoa.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
What is this place?
Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay.
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Oh, I win.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Oh, no.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I need the wrench.
Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Huh. Okay. Whoa. Now he's got a very clear line of where it wants me to go, apparently.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Ooh, new areas.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Nice. I can do that.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Destiny.
Here's a
I
thought.
want to say destiny.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick
Whoa.
with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if
Hey,
my
Felicia,
experience of
welcome.
your existence
How you going?
rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in
Whoa.
fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hang on.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
That got a bit weird back
I
there.
can't get up there.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This way.
cut the music,
Oh.
go back and look at that fern.
Okay.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
What is it? Some kind of ficus? I don't know. I know about some ferns, but they're native to New Zealand, so they're probably not going to be in the game. I don't really know what that is. I mean, it's a fern. Okay, it's green, and it's not very well lit.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Which
No.
way? Which way?
No.
Some more
Line.
lines.
You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
Yeah,
The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
There's no bells in here.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us?
Line.
And after we
Whose
trusted
line?
you, after
Oh, that
everything
line.
we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Eva, did you hear from Joey? I guess she got out of hospital, and she's okay, hopefully. I don't think I've heard from her yet. Okay, line.
You know what, Stanley?
Hey.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting,
All right.
daring, mysterious.
Yes.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable.
Something
Why
ruddy
don't we simply
mysterious.
start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay. If you insist, arbitrarily.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Whoa.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
This hallway doesn't have any pictures of ferns on it like some of the other better hallways.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Yeah.
Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay, there's no line. It's just a figment of Stanley's imagination. Or the narrator's imagination, I don't know. Maybe I'm really the narrator. Maybe he's talking to himself.
Ah, a choice.
Ah.
We get to make a decision.
Do we, though?
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here.
Go on.
Just walk in circles for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I
I'll
know
go that
that
way.
each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
What?
And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
The right choice.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, okay. That was fairly fun, though. Whoa.
Oh, hold up, what's this?
The confusion ending.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times?
8? Only 8? It's
That's
probably
really
more than
how
that, isn't it?
all this goes? It's all determined?
After a long time, Stanley dies.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget?
Yep.
Well, what if I don't want to forget?
Too bad.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing. Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't
both
do it.
doors
I
lead
won't
here.
do it. I won't do it.
Darn, go
And
on.
the timer stopped.
Whoa.
Does that mean,
I won?
did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
I don't know.
How would we even know?
I don't know.
Will someone come for us?
Hopefully.
Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some
the
way
bookstore.
that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
Kinda like a
Though
choose your
they're
own
always
adventure.
saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
All right. I won. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, that's it. That's all. Just a memo. Hey, what's this? New content.
Oh, new content?
Okay.
What does that mean, new content?
Don't know. On rails. Ooh, we're going to the new content. Is it new and improved, or is it just new?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
It's a different narrator.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
There's some nice history.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh, that's nice.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
More game.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Yeah. Bloody heck.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Damn. He can knock his head on wood. Bang. Hang on there. Alright, what are we doing?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've
Yay.
never been more ready. Let's do it.
Alright, let's get more wine.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Ooh. Brick walls. White brick. That's new. The jump circle. We can't jump.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
We can jump. Is that the new content? We can. They want me to jump a lot. Okay. I guess we'll play along for now. Why? I won. Wait. I won. No, I can't jump again. No. What if I didn't do that?
Is that it?
That's the question.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Maybe soon I get
Another
it with them.
elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What'd be crazy is if the game like ended up being multiplayer or something, but like, you know, all of a sudden, and you're just in a room with all these other Stanleys and you have no idea what's going on. Someone could probably make a mod for that. Thank you for enjoying the new
That's
content.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
So they rushed it in 9
Don't get me started
years,
on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
Oh,
What
okay,
quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Nice.
It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations.
Such
If you're still
lofty
with me,
expectations.
why don't we just reset the game?
All
and we'll
right.
try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
If you
No
insist.
frills, no gimmicks.
Frills.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Do I have a choice? No. Okay. I got a fly. Or a flea. A fruit fly. No fruit for you. Okay, we're back. This is different than his normal office room. Yeah, where's the normal office room like that? Who stole it?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent!
Okay.
I want to show you something!
Screwdriver. Whee! Ow. Of course we had to get into a vent. It's inevitable on these kind of games.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yep.
Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
Okay.
Just our little secret. Take a look.
Ooh, what about here? Is it like a little greenhouse?
I call it the Memory Zone.
The Memory
It's where
Zone.
I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Whoa. The Memory Zone. What do we got? Got a basket full of nothing. A phone that we probably can't use.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release?
Yeah.
Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
Collector's edition.
Back then,
Is that a real
video
thing?
games had integrity.
It looks like
Back
90s.
then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Audience Award, 2014 interview. I'm guessing that's real. So I'm sure the game got some awards. Did it get an award with a face with an eye missing though? I don't know. And with a piece of plastic, like sticky tape over top with Stanley Parable written on it. Huh. There's a globe. Is that one of those globes with that New Zealand on it? Don't know. Can't really tell. Probably is. Yeah, we should be down there somewhere. Typical. Is that the real time? I don't know. Well, it's not, but... Buy on Steam. Try the demo free. How's the demo work? Do you just like get two of the endings and then it's like tape of the game? 13,000-year-old unconserved worlds, okay. Ultra conserved worlds, okay. Okay. Good times, just screenshots from the original game, I guess. Huh. Smile because it happened, okay. a $1 American bill, okay. Is that a real one? Or one of those movie bills? Looks real enough. The demonstration doesn't work. Go outside, don't play it for 5 years. Unachievable. It's impossible to get this achievement. Is that an actual thing in the game? An impossible achievement? Impossible? I can't remember now. Impossible. Nominee for different awards. What's it for though? British Game Awards, debut game, story, and game innovation. Was it only a nominee? But it wasn't quite good enough. New video game releasing today. Whoa. That was probably breaking news back in like the 70s. Would be like front page news. A new arcade game has come out. Deals tough choices. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna sit on the chair. Hey, welcome in, Pon Pon Pops. How's it going? More music. Is this original music or like I'll get DMCA music?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was.
Hey, Angel Interceptor,
it was literally
welcome.
every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore.
Oh, shit.
It's just a husk now.
What are we
A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Do I have to change the game category if we're not playing the Stanley Parable? I don't know. Big Sushi FM Best of Packs. Okay. Mod DB 2012. Oh, because this used to be a mod in like 2011 before it was a game that you pay money for. Fantastic arcade. Okay. The tasteful nostalgic. It was good. They're really driving the nostalgia thing here, currently, in this building. You are playing the Stanley Parable. Okay. Oh, buttons. People? Okay. Is that Stanley? Is that me? Am I Stanley? I don't know. Person of the year, Mr. Blurry Man. The original remake. Oh yeah, there was already a remake. That's right. In 2013. Have you been? So great to actually see you online and not be asleep. Yeah, I guess I'm usually asleep when you're online, and so I haven't even caught your streams too much lately. I've been pretty good though, and I've been meaning to stream, and then I found out this came out all of a sudden, so I thought, why not? But yeah, how have you been? I'm guessing you've been streaming, but I just haven't been up that early. I definitely have been, yeah, I've been sleeping in past the hours that you'd be on. Remarkably well hidden. Well, yeah, I'm in New Zealand. It's hard to see me from any other country. See, we're not even on the map. We should be down there somewhere. Does this globe even have Australia on it? Should be like somewhere there. Looks like it's been patched over. Like all of Australia and New Zealand. Your number is... okay. The end is never. Let me open doors.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
Okay.
The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else.
Perfect.
It didn't need new content.
Come on, that's only a 9.
It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Okay. We should have just left it then. So, Source SDK. Oh, yep, that's the original engine it was on, I guess. Now, move objects, create levels, graphics. That's a good upgrade. from whatever they had before that. Repeatable carpet textures. Nice. Royalty-free designs. Only all 6 of them. And you can see all 6 of them on the cover. Okay. Where are we getting pushed this way? Pushed next. I like work. I just hate my boss. Funny coffee cups. What's the bike to do anything? I don't know. Huh. Oh, now we can go in there. Okay.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
I've been here.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
I don't know. Whoa, bit of a mess.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam,
Oh,
the
no.
online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Yeah, maybe. I really don't care at this point. But the narrator obviously
Honestly,
does.
I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art.
That was
I
fairly
suppose I could
American
write
of
up a
you.
handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Yeah, well. More Steam reviews? What's that? Fragile. Can't even run or jump. It's just not one of those games. Can't even shoot. These trees are pretty dead. Well, I'm guessing that's not a great review. Can't read it though. What's up there? Is it a good review? Bad review?
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
No.
Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I think it did get pretty decent reviews. In regards to game reviews in-game, I appreciate that the devs asked James Stephanie Sterling if they wanted their name changed in the update. Is it the narrator? I'm not actually sure of his name. Or I forgot. I'm sure I read it somewhere. Fucking bugs. Clap. Get off my screen, bug. Hey, I got him. Or was he one of the reviewers? One of the many people that reviewed the game. Ooh.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
Yeah, it gives me time to...
I wish there was a skip button. A skip button?
Oh, yeah, James,
Well,
yeah.
yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I would
Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the
check out
record.
Inquisition page.
Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Alright. It gave me a skip button at the very start of the game, just like when the very first narration and introduction was being read out. Although I don't know if it worked. I didn't try pushing it. Skip.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot.
Steve.
I'll...
Alright, what did I skip?
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue
Oh, do we
full
miss
of
a long,
unnecessary
rambling monologue?
verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto.
Does he want me to skip again?
Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
All right.
Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over.
No, you're a
Oh, I
poof.
can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
Yeah.
I guess I should
I
become
think so.
better educated on
Games
exactly
get
how
updated and
Steam
changed.
works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button.
I believe a
Although
review
I have
Steam
to
games,
imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work,
Hey,
surely
Ghostbusters,
whoever it is
welcome
runs
in.
Steam will
And
instantly
Raiders,
run
welcome
out
in.
and implement a new feature
How you going?
to make it possible to edit one's review, merely because
yeah,
of this
shut up.
very situation. Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user
sounds
the
very cool.
ability to change their review, so that the feature is not widely abused. Look, I would even be okay with Steam
You know what, I'm
altering
just gonna use
this
the shout out feature as
particular
well. Just go
review
SO
so that
and
it
then
reads as something
a
more
good streamer's name and just
beneficial.
shout
Something
out other
along the
good streamers
lines
out
of,
here.
this game is the best game.
Like Seacross or Evilicia.
Let me start over.
Even
How
Sonnabelle
about
streams
this?
now. I don't think
From,
what you
from
want.
the ashes of depravity rises the phoenix of quality.
You
How
did?
else did... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping
guys
through
playing?
is becoming longer and
Luigi's
longer.
Mansion 3.
That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Really?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's...
Was it,
well,
actually?
there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just...
yeah.
Wait, how do we get out of here?
By
Where did
skipping?
the door go?
Hey.
Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Oi.
I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall?
What's behind
I'll
here?
take any of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please step away. Stanley! Stanley! Stanley,
Finish the
please
game
don't
again.
push the
Nice.
button again. It's been 12 hours.
Jesus.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely
no.
gone. I've looked at it from every angle.
What
I've
did you
checked
do to it?
every one of those walls 1,000 times.
At some point there's
and
gonna be something behind
no
there, isn't
door,
there?
Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't... Oh, Stanley.
Whoa.
You're back. You're back.
We're losing
Oh, my
lights.
goodness. I have someone to talk to
How
again.
long was I gone?
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
So now what if I push
Doesn't
it?
that
Will it skip
feel
like a year?
what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley.
What do you expect?
I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
I like
It was the
vessels.
vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my
Let's skip
story
again.
to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know
Someone who
you
can't
can
even
hear
reply
me,
to him.
because maybe Stan...
1 year later. I don't know.
Oh, hello, it's you.
How long later
You're
is
here
it?
again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and
Yeah.
about everything we've been through.
have a complicated
I've had
relationship.
so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year.
It was a
have
year
you ever sat
or
down
more.
in one place and not moved for one entire
Good
year?
guess.
Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is
Mm-hmm.
only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart.
All right, how
It
long are we
was
gonna
an
skip this
impossibly
time?
rich wellspring
If
of
that was
both
1
delight
year, I'm
and
guessing what, at
disgust
least a good 5 or 10 years.
simultaneously.
Probably a good decade.
I was
if I
consumed
push it
by it.
again.
I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity.
And he's
But
only
what
gonna keep
I
rambling.
now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was a space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was divorced entirely from the question of free will that you and I have.
How long now? Is narrator dead? Yep. I think I killed him. Pretty sure I killed him. What can we do? There's still no doors or windows. Do we just have to skip more time? Like 100 years? Will I kill Stanley eventually if I do this? Oh, even the plant's dead now. I swear I had some leaves on it before. Oh well. Beep. Yeah. What? Why is it beeping? Is it just being annoying, so I'll push the button again? Alright. Beep.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny.
Oh,
It
he's
was meant to have a
alive.
point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned,
Yeah.
they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review.
Exactly. Anyone can. Now what? Did I kill him again? What's happened? I always want to keep checking around the back because there's obviously a big blank, like a blind spot there, where something could change. But there's no door and it's always the same. But I still had to like check. And now, I don't know. Push the button again. It's probably something that happens if I wait for like 20 minutes, but that's not how you stream games. Beep.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Now let's round the back.
End is
I don't know why I think it's going to change by this point.
End is never the end, 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 is never.
Alright, where are you now, you cheerful bastard? Do I have to check around the back again for some reason? Something will change. Don't know why it's just silent sometimes, like he's just given up trying to talk, like, I after years and years. I don't know how much time has passed, if it even matters. Whoa, that's changed. Alright. What do we got this time? Still no door back there. No door anywhere? Previous loops in your head rent free. Oh yeah. I could have let that go for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then it would really be stuck in your head. But I think it doesn't take that long. It just gets stuck in there anyway. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never beep. Ooh, we got light. Can we climb up there? Probably not. Okay. Is the light a good thing? Is it a sign of... No, the wall! Some of the wall broken? The wall around me is quite fine. I mean, apart from this wall, but that doesn't really help. I don't think. Unless I can climb up some crap. Wonder if there's an achievement for waiting through all the dialogue. Probably. I haven't even really looked at them. And I'm sure some of the achievements are like secret anyway. And yeah. I'll have a look at some point. I guess we're going back to the old push the button game that we're getting so good at. Beep. Hey, it's like Portal 2, or like it gets all overgrown after like decades and like of stagnation. But how does that help me? There's not quite enough bind for me to climb up there, I don't think. Maybe that's what I had to keep pushing and waiting for though. Eventually there'll be a big ass bind. Next from the remnants of a companion cube, yeah. Could do. Well, the game doesn't usually seem to link itself with the Half-Life and Portal universe, but it wouldn't be surprising. Or not too surprising. Beep. Huh. Isn't that just gone back a step? To being all dark and not many plants. What was that noise? Nothing around here? Not really. Okay. All I have now is the comforting glow of the lights and the ability to push the button. Now what? Do I just keep pushing it a bunch of times? Just slam it while nothing changes? Well, we've got creepy noises now. And that same sliding noise that happens every so often. Beep. Now what? Hey, I'm on a weird angle. The whole place is like shifted and... Oh, it's all completely broken. We can escape. How many years has it been? How many centuries has it been? I don't know. Whoa, we're just on a beach. Desert. Okay. Now the narrator's going to start talking about how we have lots of choice of which way to go. Too much choice. Like, what am I going towards? What's behind this thing? Let's get the rest of that bug off my screen. There we go. Alright, now we trek through the desert. Which way? Where's the landmark? That doesn't really count as a landmark. Or do we climb on top of the room? I don't know how that'll help. I don't know. But it's right here, so we'll try it. Oh. Is it just going to start right again? I wouldn't. It's about time I did that, I guess. Yep. We've got some new filing trays. I'm pretty sure they weren't there before. I'm pretty sure even at the start that pencil thing wasn't there. The pencil sharpener wasn't there before. Who knows?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. I'm sure that's all it is. We just missed a memo. Whoa, now there's new content, apparently. I mean, we already checked out the new content. That was interesting. Alright.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
A neon sign. Alright. Ooh, this loading's taking longer than usual. It must be good. Another elevator. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Whoa.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Whoa. So we're in a sequel. Okay. That's nice.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel.
What,
An
just-
entirely new experience,
just by adding a
built
2?
from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Alright.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra
Yeah.
Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Whoa. Yeah. Photos. Okay. Blank notes. Okay. Are they all blank? Oh, there's like an backwards question mark and an exclamation mark on that one, like faintly. I don't know if that comes out. I don't know if you can even see that in the with the compression. There's a house on that one. There's like real faint drawings on some of these. Okay. A lot of bright white and red kind of theme now. Is that the new color scheme for the sequel? New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Ooh, old and busted. New hotness. Whoa. Let's check out this new hotness. Can we go and see it? They're back, the 2 doors. Okay. Like that was the high point of the original game. I mean, it was one of the kind of the iconic points of the original game, like the first sort of choice. Okay. Logo ideas. Yeah, some of them are alright. Frame. More ferns. Is that the fern that it told me was very important that I had to remember? Okay. I'm sure they'll bring that back at some point. Two Stanleys. Yeah, they could turn into like a co-op game like that. Well, no, there's a bunch of co-op games now. Like I can't remember what they're called because I never played them. Like that Prison Escape one and that other one.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be.
Yeah, a bit.
But let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Why does their meeting start with a scrum? Isn't that like that's a rugby thing, isn't it? Where everyone gets together and cuddles each other for quite a while in a big game of rugby. Yeah. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, which is City. Divinity Original Sin 2, Doom 2. Yeah, they're all good sequels from what I know. Don't know about Aladdin 2 or Dark Souls 2 because I never played them. But I hear good things from people that like Dark Souls about the sequel. 2. Yeah, they like the number 2. Okay, I get it. This way to the show floor. What's this way? New features, new content, chairs, lots of 2s. They're really going with this 2 thing. It's a nice red chair. Another big 2.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Is this a new feature? Nope. What's a new feature? And then which way do we go? Merch! Okay. The end is never the end again. Office decorations, reassurance bucket. What? What's the reassurance bucket? Honestly, that. Please no screenshots. Reassurance bucket is up here? Okay.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical.
Yep.
That it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Is that a bucket?
You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
Okay.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms.
And grab the
And to
bucket.
be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
True.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Oh, we can try the bucket. Alright. Whoa.
Can
Okay.
you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must
Yeah.
already be sweeping through your body. And in
Alright.
fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, that's good then.
The benefits of the bucket
I'll
seem
take it
to
out
go
on
on and
dates.
on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yay, bucket. Is the bucket like this game's version of the companion cube or something? Never let go of the bucket. Even if the game lets... I don't even know if the game will let me let go of it. But...
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Not yet.
That really should be an award if it isn't. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Don't know. Well, let's ask the bucket. And why are you going with the office theme again? That's just rehashing the old game. Okay. Oh, okay, fine. We're stuck in here. Whoa. Alright, we've got these curvy screenshots. Whoa. Oh yeah, there's an actual question. Get well someday, or happy 12th birthday, Stephanie's. This one's a bit more nice and generic. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Fine. Fuck you. Why do you even ask?
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright. Fucking weirdo. Is that a large Stanley? Collectibles. What can I collect? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
Yeah.
And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Collectible in the bucket. Get in the bucket. Whee! 1 out of 6. Okay. That's a number going up. Nice. Can you find them? Well, that's pretty easy.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Or an achievement, yeah. Who wants that? What have we got? The jump circle. Is that in? Was that where we started out earlier on? I guess. Or is that another jump circle? This map. Free achievement. Oh, wow. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Okay. Merch. Okay. Epilogue. Okay. Exit. Alright. I don't know if I had to like really memorize much of this or just try and go to some new places. New. Pretty easy achievement. Nah. What's this though? The infinite hole that won't end. Is it down here? Depth, infinite. Hole entrance, infinity. Alright, where is it?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like.
Oh, yeah.
A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Is it? Is it really? Okay. Whee.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Aw. I want to see how far it goes.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Why? Where
Maybe
should
do
go?
it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Ah, it's not infinite.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole.
But what?
I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is.
But
Is
where's it
it
go?
infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one
Whoa.
perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a...
Oh.
Okay,
My
well,
knees.
good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll
What if I
just
don't
be up
agree?
here when you're ready.
Can we mess with them further by just doing nothing? It might not be very entertaining, but I'm sure it'll get shitty again. It's a pretty big hole, to be fair. Not infinite, but pretty deep. Alright.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Whee!
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
Hey, it was...
Oh. Did the
was
hole seem
shorter.
even shorter
Yeah.
to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
Definitely shorter.
Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Alright. But it's going to get shorter each time.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled.
Alright.
I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where...
Is it shorter again?
Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length.
Yeah.
Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Yeah, well, why not? We've already started this.
Well, there it is.
Expedition.
The
Whoa.
shame of my life. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch.
It's barely a hole.
Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Oi.
Is the, teleport button not working?
You bastard.
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago.
Yeah.
Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole,
Yep.
I get to do literally anything else.
All right.
Take care, Stanley.
All right.
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Okay. If we could only jump, we could get out. It's not very high. Maybe it'll get less deep. Okay, I can't teleport. What's this say? Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Okay, is that saying I should pause? Oh no, we got a descending hole. Where's this going? Stay tuned to find out. Slowly descending. Maybe infinitely descending, but probably not. F to change your perspective. Really? Whoa, third person. But why? The Y button doesn't do anything. F. Okay. That's not me. I don't look exactly like that. That's John Mulaney. Why is he in this game? G to change your perspective. Oh, perception, not perspective. Okay. Alright, this is something different. G to change the music, apparently. He's got funny looking ears. Alright, push H to change my reality. Okay. Well, it made it slightly hazier. It made it redder. And we'll change our perception a bit. Alright. Change our perspective. Whoa, we came out to the ocean. H to change the reality. Ah, that is a different reality. Let's change our perception again.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Alright.
Using up the space of my
H to change reality. Oh, we can push J to change ourselves. Oh, we got puppies now.
You're no longer using
Hey, where are the
up
puppies? I want to see the puppies again. There's the puppies. That's nice. Alright, this game's taking some turns. Let's change ourselves. Whoa! Okay. Whoa, that's a bit changed. Change our reality. Change your perception. Well, I didn't mind that music. Change perspective. Change yourself. Oh, okay. No, I don't like that one. Change. Whoa, that's creepy. I mean, they're all a bit creepy. That's, okay, something. Change your reality. Change your reality again. Okay, now we're on a beach that we're not getting any close towards. Change yourself.
Stanley? Stanley?
Change your perception.
Stanley!
Whoa, Jesus
Oh, good,
Christ.
you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there.
fuck was that?
Drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley. Because this hole is just so darn fascinating, that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it.
I was awake.
You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the whole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Doodle-pip. Now what? Can we go back down the hole and change our reality? And our perception? And our perspective? And our self? No? Okay. Well, I pushed G to teleport and something's happening. I guess we're going back to the start? Oh, just back out here. Okay. It wasn't too far back then.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
The name.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game.
Whoa.
Isn't that wonderful?
Don't know, is it?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim.
Eh?
But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever
final
name that
game,
is.
right, yeah.
Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the
Alright.
full experience of this
I'm
feature.
Jim,
Just play along. I
the
promise
bucket
you'll
man.
love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath,
There's only the hole.
clear
Yeah,
your mind,
the hole's pretty
forget
interesting.
whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Alright, I am
I
Jim
want
Powers.
you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust.
Alright, I'm Jim. Alright.
Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right
Yes,
now?
fine, I'm Jim.
If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I really don't have a choice, do I?
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Fine. He likes this a lot more than I do, I think. I think I'm Jim, therefore I am Jim.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a
fact
break
that you
from
can
the
be
Jim
called Jim.
button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal... Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
It's true, it's very true.
I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose
Jim.
all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
It sinks through the floor, that makes sense. Alright. Can I leave now? Am I still Jim, though? That's the real question. That's what'll keep me up at night. And why can't I push these buttons? Too big, too small. Just right. Okay. That was interesting. Maybe not quite as interesting as the hole. The hole was something.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
A whole new office with really weird tacky floor tile things. These no screenshots. I could push print screen right now. There we go. I just took a screenshot. Well, does the game know that I pushed that? How does it know? The baby is all grown up. Oh, the fucking baby from the first game. Or the original version of, I don't know what you call it. Red is new orange. Ah, was there a lot of orange last time? I guess it was, like orange numbering and, yeah. New updated ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way. Oh well. If there's any ray tracing in this, my computer can't display that. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. New features, new content, new ideas. Okay. What else haven't I seen yet? Free and easy achievement. Get it here. Pull the lever, receive achievement, no more steps. Okay.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes.
Is there
You see,
really an
you'll
achievement, though?
come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist.
Oh,
right
right.
now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear
Come
you,
on, crank it.
and
Pull
I
it down.
promise it will happen.
Break it down. Oh. Don't know if I can... Yeah. Don't know if that's going to do anything. I'm not going to do that all day. I've still got the bucket at least, though. I guess that's the main thing. Okay. Is this where I came from? I don't even know anymore. Oh, yeah. Hey, it's Harry Beer Pong. Welcome in. Oh my god, they made another one. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I did...
What else?
It's as weird
What
as I
other
expected.
exhibits
but
haven't we
it's-
seen yet?
It's weird, yeah. And different. What's that? Yeah, what haven't I seen yet? We've seen collectibles. It'd be nice if it marked off which ones I've seen, so... I don't know if I've seen... Well, I've seen this merch stall, but I can't really do much with the merch. There's an epilogue somewhere. Office decorations 3. Where's 3? There's a little circle room down there somewhere. But which way am I facing on this freaking thing? Really like the Stanley Parable. Yeah, it was really good, really original. There's not much like it. In fact, since it came out, there's been some games that have tried to be like it, but not quite the same. And I thought they were still good. I can't actually remember the name of them. One of them had Simon, and is it Simon Ansell or something like some British actor, Simon Ansell or something? It's like a narrator, and it was a free game, but I can't remember the name of it now. The guy that was the host of Never Mind the Buzzcocks at one point, and he does stand-up comedy. Funny guy. We've done the achievement. We've done the infinite hole. What else is there? Oh, there's a new jump circle. Cause
You know what?
Yeah, there's...
Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley
We saw a jump
Parable
circle
2
earlier.
as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we
Yeah.
saw the jump circle? Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
We've got the reassurance bucket, as you can see. So is the game actually made by... Is it made by a British guy, or is it just a narrator that's British? I've never actually known really. I mean, I know the narrator's British, but I'm not sure much about the creator. I don't know about him. Well, yeah, the merch store's there, but I can't do anything. The button that says Jim, yep, we've done that. I'm guessing, like, maybe the epilogue's down here, but it won't let me go there until I've done everything else. And the new Stanley Parable 2 that it keeps going on about. No screenshots. We've been through there, had a look at that thing and decided what a balloon should say, and then he decided the opposite direction because the narrator's a fucking wanker. You heard Jim in the game. Yes, I did. What's this? Epilogue. Okay. Give me some epilogue. I like the infinity hole. It didn't make any sense. It was just crazy enough to be entertaining. Mostly infinite hole. Done that. Settings world champion. Okay. Hey. Hey. Fuck you. What's the point of that? Settings world champion. Do I have to change my settings to get in there? That'd be weird. Okay. We've done the free achievement. That doesn't work. What's this? Oh, that's just the no. Yeah, we've been there. It's just a different entrance for that area. Is this just the infinite hole? Yeah, that's just where the infinite hole is. What else have we got? The door is reserved for world champions. God damn it. One day. Merch. Bucket room. Gym room. Exit. Ah. Although, hang on, there's a room that said it would go to the epilogue, but it just didn't really go there. The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game, that doesn't really work. Maybe we'll try and go back towards the epilogue, wherever. Hang on, where was that? The jump circle. Get it here. Collectibles. Oh yeah, we went in there and got the one collectible and implied that there are other collectibles, but I don't know about that. What's in here? Exit? Alright. Test the game to his liking and is granted access to the Settings World Champion Store. Yeah.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Sure.
Ready to move on now?
Sure. I mean, probably. I don't know. Please no screenshots. Please no screenshots. Alright. Oh, there's
So,
another hole.
Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
Say, let's do an experiment.
All right.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Well, considering they're all unfinished, I don't know.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Woo! Alright. Now it's just all the features pushed close together. Okay. How's that feel?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Well, that'll help.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version
Try
2.
to break it, yeah. In this section, there's not much breaking I can do.
Who am I kidding,
I missed the
Stanley?
hole. That was interesting.
This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
It is an idea.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. Whoa. Does it have ray tracing like it was promised, though? That's the question. Nope. It's just got the same old graphic settings. They lied. Begin the game. Was it just going to go back to the start again?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Yeah, that's slightly different.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Really fancy
Although
logo
others
screens.
might have considered it
Look at the list of
soul-eating,
producers.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, of course he was.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Yeah,
Never in
not what you
all
thought
his
when you- not
years at the
quite.
company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh yeah, try some sound commands if you want. Exclamation mark sounds, just for the heck of it. Okay, now we're just back at sort of the start, but with these random balloons around that say, Happy 12th birthday, stepniece.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Or missed a party.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him,
What?
begging him to pick it up.
Did I pass
Why
the
was he
bucket?
not doing it?
Where's the bucket? Did I pass it? Oh god, alright.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
We got the bucket again. Is that the one thing that makes the sequel different?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
That could well be true, yeah, about the Matrix. The Matrix as a parody. I have seen one Matrix parody. There's like it's really crudely done, and it's sort of in really bad taste even. But it's like it's like real like cheaply done Australian version of the Matrix that you can find on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. But it is quite non-PC. But then again, it's Australian, so yeah. So I entered the door on my left. All right, we'll go along with them for now. Not to say that everything Australian is non-PC, but they have some crude humour sometimes. Yay, bucket. It's my
Still
companion
no
bucket.
one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever.
Yeah.
Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
So much cake, so much lie. Yeah, more lie than
Coming
cake.
to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, another clickable.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So,
Hey,
I
Herbo.
implore you to savor each and every moment
How you going?
you come across
Welcome.
one of these beautiful figurines.
We just got a collectible that means nothing. And now who knows where we're
But
going.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Maybe I'm
He looked down at the bucket in his
crazy.
arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all.
If you're asking that to a
That's
bucket, then you
strange,
might be
Stanley
crazy,
thought.
yeah.
Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Oh,
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
Ooh.
It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
Oh, no.
Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
It looks the
How
same.
did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience
Yeah.
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed
Oh,
that
yeah,
the
lots
rooms
of
were
good
repeating,
tricks.
which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself
dozens
floating
and
off the
dozens of
ground.
them.
Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
Am I going round in
Far off
circles?
in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley!
I am, aren't I?
Stanley, it's me, the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Where?
The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful.
The bucket was inside of me.
Doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Whoa. All right.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
All right. Okay. This is new. I mean,
Mariella
most of
woke
this
up on a
is
day
new.
like any other.
Hey, Buttspot woke
She
up.
rose, got dressed, picked up her bucket
We're
of
about
comfort and
that.
security, and walked to her place of work.
We're
But on this
about
particular
that.
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself,
Yeah.
and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have
Oh,
been
yes, it might have been
prevented
the
if
first one.
only he'd
It's
taken his
quite a mix of
bucket
old and
with
new
him.
stuff. It starts all
Perhaps
old
he
and then it
didn't
gets all
even
new.
realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the
Now it's
first
mixing it
place.
in.
How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life
Heck
kicks
yes.
ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Oh, we don't get to see that. Oh. All right. Now, am I Stanley or am I the lady? Mariana? Yeah, when you start the game, it asks if you played the first one or not. So I guess I said yes, because I have. And I guess if you say no, then it might give you more of the original kind of outcomes first before it starts, I don't know, getting all weird. But then again, it kind of only got all weird because I chose to go through the door called new content. So maybe I didn't have to choose that, you know. So it might just be all my choice. I don't know. All my fault. Oh well.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after.
It looks like more than
Stanley
rain.
hoped that he would one day see weather.
It looks like the heat death of the sun was pretty bright. More bucket. Yeah, where's my freaking bucket? It's not here anymore. Yeah. This is what might make the movie Free Guy even better. I don't know if I've seen that. Oh, there's the bucket. Is it the
Stanley
bucket?
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Is it the right bucket or is that a placebo effect? Who knows?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I want to try going to my boss's office this time, so we'll do this first. Again. Well, probably again, but differently than usual. Whoa, how can we find them? Okay. Broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No.
You can feel that, can't you?
Mine.
The aura of jealousy. It's as
Mine.
clear as day. This broom closet
Let's see bucket.
believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now.
No.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
It's for
Good
brooms.
for you, Stanley.
It's not a
Don't give in.
broom.
Don't hand over the bucket.
It's mine.
I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no.
No.
We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is
No,
this how
bucket.
low the
No.
broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, that's right. Get out, get out, get out. Boss, boss. On one of these
Stepping
replays, the
into
boss
his
will be there.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence
Be in
of
the
the bucket.
buckets.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would.
and he knew it.
Yes.
The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Okay.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Again.
Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Well-
Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical
Yes.
explanation.
Yeah, it's the bucket all along. The bucket is the narrator. Maybe we had to kick the buckets. Is that what the whole trick is? I don't know.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
Yay.
This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands?
Mini stands.
Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines?
Yeah, it
yes,
works.
I think I like that.
Stanlerines.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Alright, anyway. Beep. Beep, 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 beep.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing
Not the
him,
bucket.
comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Alright, that's good then. We're fine. Hey! Hey. Hey, why do I want to go back up there? I don't know. Well, it's hard to tell in this kind of game. There could be something. There could be an optional way to do things. Or is that just going to take me back where I was? I don't know how weird the game's
Wait,
going to get.
Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Maybe we're onto something.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button.
Alright.
He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent.
No, it's not doing
This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Is it actually going to do something? It's implying that I should smash the number 3 a bunch, but... Okay. It's not. One more time. Okay. I don't know if that's just a little gag or if there's something there that I missed. Who knows?
Perhaps the bucket had missed something.
Yeah.
Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Yeah. Maybe one more time. Maybe I should go back up and do it again. Why would the bucket miss something?
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind.
Oh god, does it want
Should
to
he
get
demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again?
Do you think we should try it again? Just for the bucket? Yeah, we probably should. The game is probably just fucking with me, but...
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me.
Yeah.
You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel.
We're gonna break the button.
He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Oh. Alright, we'll try again, but I'm not coming back another time. Unless it wants me to come back 3 times, ironically. It probably will imply that. Come on, bucket, look.
Here we go, said Stanley.
The bucket just
This
doesn't
time
understand.
I'll really show you.
Yeah.
He ran to the number 3 began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time,
Life in
he
the key
looked
of
to
3.
his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of
Get
dejection,
some enthusiasm.
Stanley returned to the elevator.
Ah. Fine. Damn bucket. But it's kind of trying to eke me back there, isn't it?
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator.
Which isn't that long.
He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution,
Roger
mustn't
Walker,
there be?
Eat your heart out. Oh well. Do we just continue on? Damn narrator and damn bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Well, there used to be a quick ending. Maybe now there'll be more to it than last time. I know the escape looks like tantalizing, but we can just do that next time, I guess. One more press of the 3 button. We'll get back there, I'm sure.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Yes, I haven't been here with the bucket before. I've been here by myself. But not with the bucket. 3 is a magic number.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped,
He already knows
monitored
this.
like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Whoa, maybe.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
Maybe.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
That's a good question.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble
Careful, the
mind.
room could lead to the Assassin's Creed sequel. Yeah. Or some room in a Matrix sequel. Or prequel. Right, what are we doing? Alright.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
Don't break the bucket.
At this point, he could trust no
Yeah,
one
Matrix 3.
except
It's the architecture.
for the bucket.
But like an extreme version of it. Alright.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
All right.
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Alright.
For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Yeah, now that I got the
Two
bucket, it'll work.
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Of course. Let's take it down.
When at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So it's pretty much the same, but with the bucket involved now. So do I try and turn the power off again, or see what on does if it's not already on? It's apparently not on, that's what makes it weird that we tried to turn it off before, because it was already seemingly off. But then I pushed off and it reset. So I'm going to push it on.
But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Oh, that's nice.
Birds.
Well, they're not the best
Silly,
birds. They're just
silly
seagulls.
birds. The control buttons became active again.
Yeah, it's a map of New Zealand on it. Nice. Alright, what? We got a bird flying away that way, or we got a bird flying away that way. Okay. Yep. We got, what are they called? Flamingos?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after
they
another,
flamingos?
and then it dawned
I
on
don't
him.
remember now.
This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all
That's what
over
it
the
is.
world.
Silly birds with their
The mind
lines.
controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand.
I honestly can't
The one
remember
who
if
had
this isn't
pointed
the
him
original
towards
game.
this incredible discovery.
It might have been.
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place.
Fair enough.
Flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of
I can't
all
even
the
fly.
possible paths
Are there
his
any
life
kiwis?
could have taken, this one was surely the best.
They must have
And
kiwis.
Stanley
Kiwis are very
was
silly
happy.
birds. Alright. Ah. That's the implication that they lived happily ever after, so the game had to reset. Alright. No narrator this time, he just doesn't even care anymore. GG, yeah, we won. Alright.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No, fuck you.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
Yeah.
telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Oh yeah.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
A baby bird. Oh yeah. Alright.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
You were about to say something else about the room.
Stanley
Oh well.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Oh, did I go backwards? Oh well, fuck it. What's in here?
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door. Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here.
Oh,
I
yeah?
knew you'd find this place eventually.
Oh god. It's
You
a-
see, your friends and I are concerned for
Lady
you,
statue.
Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content.
Oh, so
We're the ones that matter, Stanley.
meant to tell me.
Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it.
No, it's mine.
Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We
Yeah,
could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Alright. It's an interesting idea.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh yeah. Line music.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
I'm not addicted to hookers. I'm just a hooker enthusiast, alright?
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get
That's
rid
all.
of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Oh no. What? No. Go away.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Yeah. Where's this going? I'd rather
Can you
just keep
guess
my
what
bucket
the
and go
Bucket
back to the
Destroyer
drugs and
does?
hookers.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
No.
Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket,
Oh,
and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Nope. 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 Gonna keep going. It's our bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
No.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
No.
Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet?
Getting mad.
Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
I can't even kill
Okay,
myself.
the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley.
break.
Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ow. Right. I won.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Not really. He didn't even destroy a bucket. Suck it. Bucket destroy it. Yeah. We showed him. Or her. Or it. Hey, where's Werner go? Oh well. And we're back here. At the start. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Take the bucket again.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Okay. We got the bucket at least. That seems to be the main thing.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Apparently
but
not.
Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Ooh, what's this? Is this new? Caution, do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. Alright. It wasn't the first time the office had cake without him.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
It's a big one.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
Can I jump
There's
off?
something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley
Of course they
chose
can
not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This one? It's not that dark. Where's the dark part? Oh, there's the dark room. That's very dark. God damn, that's dark.
Now
Oh,
pick
God.
up the phone.
said the bucket.
This is
Pick
turning
up
all
the
like
phone, and it will take us back home, where we can
this
go
is like
about
Twin
life
Peaks or something.
together.
I don't know. It's like turning crazy. Oh, I mean, it's already crazy.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
It's not sad.
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Jazz music. Very generic jazz music poster. What's it say? I just might. I can't really see the rest of that. Alright, oh, there's that bucket. That's me, your bucket. Press Y to take me to work. Okay.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship.
Where'd the bucket go?
It doesn't literally talk and give you orders.
Oh.
Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Okay. Press Q to take me back home with you, okay?
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object?
Hey.
I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Okay. Hey, press B to go back to work. Alright. As long as we've got the bucket.
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me.
Bucket.
It's just
Bucket.
a
Oh.
bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location.
Hey, it can
That's
transfer
it.
more than liquid.
It doesn't do anything else.
I could transfer all sorts of things. Bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. Press Y to go back home. Alright. Back home with the bucket.
You see, he's
Oh.
not listening.
Oh, where
He's
is it?
still
Oh, there it
taking
is.
orders from the
Still-
bucket.
I thought I
You
lost
know,
it for a
once
second.
upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Stupid fucking bucket. Alright. Point. Press T to ignore anyone in your life except for me, the buckets. Alright.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Now,
From now on, he's just going to cling to
he's
this
on
bucket,
the
this
line, he's on the
cold,
water.
empty bucket, this
Cheeky
sort of
guy.
shiny bucket.
pretty
Well, I'll
shiny.
give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to
Pretty
it.
nice. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press Q to go back home. Done.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket.
Where'd it go?
It's just a little more,
Hey,
what am I
back
trying
there.
to say? Sturdier, more capable of
just watching
transporting
TV.
liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press I to relive the... Is it I or capital L? Or lowercase l? Press I to relive the same day with me over and over. Alright. I.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular
I
bucket?
can't even get out of the room. Bucket. Not much else we can do, so let's press B to go home to work on your work at home. Yeah, work from home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings
Ooh.
for the bucket.
My bucket.
Oh, no,
it's mine.
What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket?
Where-
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes.
We've got a romantic
The
candlelit
bucket could tell me
bedroom
what
here.
to do in this troublesome situation.
It's mine.
Stanley, give me the bucket.
Fuck
Give it
you.
to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it.
Fuck
Give
you.
it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
This game's going in some weird places. Go back to work, Stanley. Alright. As long as we've got the bucket, you know. Hey. Where's the bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, it's a bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay. But now we're... I don't know. We need to mix things up again. There will be a reward for finding them all. Oh, don't talk about the collectibles. There will be a reward for finding them all. Lies. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. I want to go home. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Yeah. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Who are you? 666 lol. Okay. Any other clues here as to anything? Mission status. Inside of the secret exhibit, a large room, lots of boxes. Oh, this is all like showing things I have done and things I haven't done yet. Or like where the collectibles are. And implying that something definitely does happen when I collect all 6 of them. A large room, lots of boxes. Okay. Somewhere both red and blue. Okay. A private but smelly place for an important person. Right. Is this some kind of game? There must be a point to this. Okay. Trust the completionist instinct. Okay. A collectible in the broom closet?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel that,
Can I
can't
give
you?
the bucket? Can I
The
put the
aura
bucket here?
of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now.
Can I leave
It's
it
a
here?
bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be.
How do I hand it
given
over?
the
Do I
pressure that
just
the
wait?
broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
Did not earn the
Stanley,
bucket.
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of
I know,
reasons.
but I'm curious.
Even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Hey,
that your life
I mean, it's
is
convenient,
so
but-
banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
Too many.
Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
All right.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
All right.
Here we go.
Whoa.
There.
All right.
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion.
Ownership.
Take a hike, broom closet,
Yeah.
with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yeah. Anything else ever hang out here? Probably, because that was the thing
All
in the
right,
whole game.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see?
Eh?
I feel that it
It's
works
a
because
bucket
the
sticker.
sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not,
Oh, it's definitely
you
a
can
bucket.
look down at this sticker and say to yourself,
Totally a bucket.
"Ah, it's a bucket." There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
All right. Can we have any more stickers?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
There's definitely more to this room and this bucket. And this bucket's relationship to the room. Well, it's more just the bucket's relationship to the narrator. I think the room is not really talking to us. It's more the narrator. But what's he got in store for us? Anything else? Not like we can't even leave it here, I don't think. Oh, well, at least we've got some stickers. Or do we wait?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
All right. I've been down here before. I don't know if that's going to lead a different way. I don't know. Maybe I should just go up.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I might have already
He
done
might
this.
be fined for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Nah.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
Nah.
The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket.
It's the real
Someone
bucket.
else's
It's got a
bucket,
label on it.
perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket?
we pretty much
This is
done
all
this, haven't we?
terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket.
Maybe we don't need the bucket.
Now he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd.
The fake
Now
bucket.
he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious.
Whoa.
He exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad.
This might
Where
be
is
new.
it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
Oof.
It was incredibly painful.
Sounds like it.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Nah. Yeah, we did that before. I don't know if that was any different, apart from the stickers on the fake bucket.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
All right. That's the
Mariella
same
woke up on a day like any other.
instrument.
She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh, we've done that.
Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to
Right,
confront.
what other ways
at
can we
work,
take this that
for
are
which her
different?
bucket would provide absolute guidance
We
and
might
total
have to not
clarity
take
on
the bucket.
everything.
I don't know.
Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
Yeah, that's always a funny mental image. I mean, there might be new ways we can take the bucket, but maybe we have to not take the bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The bucket is a lie. It might be. But it's the narrator
When
lying.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Weirdly, this is one of the hardest decisions I've had to make. Alright. Leave. I can't leave. I can't exit the building.
Oh no, 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 no,
no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Okay.
I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay. Well, we don't have a bucket, so he can't bitch about the bucket. What can we do though? I can maybe wait for the narrator to say something, but I don't want to wait all day.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if we just follow the instructions again? Will they be the same? Oh, what's this? Okay, this is different, I think. Why not? Oh yeah. Nice elevator music, loungy, jazzy stuff. Come on. What floor are we on even? Where's that? Doesn't even say. Is this thing moving or just vibrating? Oh well. Did that move? Can we go down there? Or did it literally just play music and vibrate? I don't know if it goes anywhere. Oh well.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings,
Are there any secret
desperate
books?
for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
What are we into?
could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
All right.
Two, 2845.
All right.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Amazing. Now, what can we do differently then? I might be rehashing old tracks now, I'm not sure. But
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Oh, escape.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
fuck it, alright.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Do your worst.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah. Are we dead? Whoa. My ankles. My knees. Alright, what do we got?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Yeah.
And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Yeah.
Farewell, Stanley.
That's fine. Duck. Does that help?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ooh. At least it was painless, I guess. Whoa. Or not. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun,
And yet it would be
dun,
just a
dun,
few
dun.
minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office,
Yeah.
as alive as ever.
Yeah.
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Don't know.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Yeah.
Do you
Very
see
nice.
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Ah. Is that my office? And leading up to the two doors, the illusion of choice. Well, I guess it's an illusion. Well, I don't know. The shed of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, and exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Ah. Filing cabinets. That sign is accurate. What are these? The office. Okay. They're just fake doors. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mixture of keyboard strokes and a synthesized tone. That's not a bad one. Office computers. Solitaire. Oh, I broke it. Oh, I broke that too. Oh, I broke that too. Credits. There's actual credits for the game? There's more people involved than I thought. I was dead before, but I rated the stream. Before I rated the stream. Yeah. Exactly. You don't need a game to tell you that you were dead before you even had a choice to make a choice. Developed by Crows. Alright. 431 to 436. The office. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Okay. Random screenshots from pre-production, I guess, and money. Narrator emails. For the second trailer, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Okay. From James Irvine, how is the games? How is the game going? I hope it's as good or better than the first one. From a cool man. Okay. From Otto Tampio, question, are you a rock? Okay. From Anthony W. Subject, what is the strange number? Could you tell me the significance of the number 1112800? No, I cannot. From Sergio Midvidco, asking the narrator, well, the thing is I want to know is, what would you do if Stanley entered any other rooms? What, like all the closed rooms that he can't enter? That's a question. Are these like different designs for the office? From left to right, the evolution of Stanley's office. The first one was created in 2011, then 2012, then 2013. Oh yeah, early version. updated version than the final 2013 version, with some more stuff on the desk. Yeah. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. Oh, yeah. Now where do we go? Countdown room. An early version of the countdown room. Have we even been to the countdown room? I don't know. Freedom ending. In the beta version. Monitor room elevator? Is that the real exit? Zending model. Zending went through many iterations. This room represents the 4th version of the ending, and we thought it was complete but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. Oh, that's nice. Zending levers. These levers were originally a part of the Zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what colour they had pulled. Okay. Oh well. The game is now paused. Countdown desk. Alright. Can we exit?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yeah, and what?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oof. Alright. And loading again. And let me guess, back to the start again. Of course. Now, what haven't we done? I know there are quite a few more endings, even in the original version, let alone this version.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
The bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure.
Yeah.
Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Isn't that nice? What else could you ask for, really? Just employee lounge, bucket.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Does it want to stay here? Can we leave the bucket here?
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge. Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
A synergy, if you will. What else do they want to do together? The bucket and the lounge. They want to drink. Nope. Nothing else. No more smart-ass remarks. Alright. fine. We'll just leave them.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge,
Yep.
and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
It was the bucket's choice all along.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
What's this way, though? Okay. Fine. Back here. Oh, there's clearly a lot more to do. But where do I do it? Here's the damn broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Anything else down here? Or this is where it goes on about having the wrong bucket again. Because I don't really want to do that a third time. Ooh, another click.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stan?
Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Alright. Alright. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. I guess it is a tongue twister. Because the roadie knows what the roadie knows. The roadie knows that he wears black clothes. There we go. That's just that weird elevator.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Yes, the bucket.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Yep.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Oh, it's 3333.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 284. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket
So
knew
what's the
all
3
along?
thing?
Was the bucket
hinting at?
guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yes, the bucket is guiding me all along. It's over here. Nothing. We had to go this way. Oh, well, hopefully we do something new here. Maybe not.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Alright, we'll see if there's anything else to do new here. If not, then we'll do something else. And probably before too long we'll go and raid Ariella, because it's her 2-year
The lights
anniversary.
rose on an enormous room packed
And
with
she's having
television screens.
a fun
What
drunken
horrible
party stream.
secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
And it'll be good times. There'll be songs and games and drinking. All the good things.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
Whoa.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's okay, bucket. It's okay, we'll push the button.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
Probably.
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Okay.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
I've probably
His
done this
own
before,
life in
but-
someone else's control? Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Fair enough. Alright.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
How about the
For
sun turn off?
he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Again, but with the
Two
bucket.
best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Yeah.
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Oh, what a guy. Oh!
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it.
Whoa.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
Oh, what a
Freedom
team.
was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate.
Oh, that's
Stanley
nice.
wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
Huh.
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Ah.
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived
Well
together,
done.
with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to...
Whoa.
What? Wait. What was happening?
Ah.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
Damn it.
An unbearable silence filled the room.
I was going to say, I'd consider that the true ending if
Until finally
we
the
got out.
truth hit Stanley
With the
square in
bucket.
the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh.
Even the facility
fuckers.
itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
No.
Go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no.
You shit.
Stanley can't
you
leave
shit
this
hogs.
place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
Oh, yeah, I got the bucket.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll
Yeah.
be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? Don't start again. What's going on? Oh, fucking hell. Alright, do we keep going? Maybe a little bit more? Oh, right back here.
When
Okay.
Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. But no bucket. Hey. Cheeky.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks.
Not a living soul any. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Okay. Oh, that's nice. It's not the best New Age music I've heard, but, you know, it'll do the job.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Can't believe they didn't let me escape with my bucket. Come on. What the hell? That was just rude.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, we're back here again. It ranks all New Age music stream. Yeah. Even though I don't usually listen to that kind of stuff. Like, you know, intentionally.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Alright, can we do anything else here?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Don't know. Or should we turn everything on or off this time? Because I've kind of done both, but I don't know if things are going to be different now.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
So what do we do? We'll try one more ending and then we'll probably raid after
facility.
this.
It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Maybe.
That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Probably. So do we try and turn it off again and see if it's the same as the first time I turned it off? Because it's hard to know how much things have changed and how many endings they affect. Right, yeah.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls.
We'll try this though, just to rule it out. And then I'll try and remember everything I did for next time. Because this could be a fun one to stream again. Try some different endings.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won.
I won.
He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness.
Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Yay.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
All right. I guess it's kind of implying that I should maybe do every other ending and then come back to do this ending. But oh well. I'm not going to do that tonight.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
When will the escape room
immense
personnel say enough is
possibility
enough?
of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And Stanley was happy.
Yay. So of course that's a ending, but not necessarily the ending. I don't even know if there's meant to be a canonical ending. It's not really the kind of game that has canonical anythings in terms of endings or what you're supposed to do. So how about we go and raid Ariella, who's having her 2-year stream anniversary, and it should be good fun. She's an Australian streamer who does songs and games, like retro games and DOS games, like Commander Keen and all sorts. I don't know what she's doing tonight. Well, she'll be drinking and singing and gaming, but yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. Oh, hi, Chell. We'll go give her a raid. I'll just go double check that I know how to spell her name because it's got like, a lot of L's in it, so I got to make sure I know how many. So we'll go to the see you around screen. You can check out the Discord if you want with that command, and just chill out and talk games and send cat pictures like every other Discord, you know. Right. Nope, that's my earlier music that I used. And we'll go and check how to spell her name. I should know these things. I think I do. I think she has 3 L's in her name, in fact. I think she has 3 L's in her name. Whoop, in fact. There's my voice doubling up. Thanks for streaming. Thanks you guys for coming. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks Ghostbusters for the raid. And yeah, anyone else that wants to shout out anyone else, they can. I'll do a shout out for a friend that was here earlier that might still be here. If I can even spell their name. That's the really helpful thing for shouting out and rating, is knowing how to spell people's names. God, I don't know. Is it? No, yeah, shout out Herbal. I might have totally released his name wrong, but you guys might be. You probably follow me anyway. Just follow everyone here. Everyone's a streamer here, I think. So yeah, that's the easy way to do it. Just follow everyone. Right, let's get the raid going. I should really I better double check the spelling. Hang on. I haven't rated her for a while. Oh yeah, I got it right. Cool. So yeah, we're going to go see Ariella for a 2-year stream anniversary. Thank you very much for coming, and I will see you guys around. Have a good night, or a good day, or good other things. And yeah, catch you later. Goodbye. Yeah, shout out for Angel. Good idea. Everyone should follow Angel. I don't get to see her often enough because of time differences and stuff like that. But I will. Alrighty. See you guys around.